What up, people? So, tomorrow I will be 5 weeks post op. Um, Doing pretty good overall. I mean, there's good days and bad days. I guess some of my key things are I'm still having about 10 bowel movements a day. I do have control. Um, Being that I had my period, that can kind of mess with things. Um, and um, I tried psyllium husk last night for the first time, but I did a Metamucil wafer. You can buy like a box of them, but I just did half of one at dinner, or I could do half. I think like half a teaspoon in like applesauce at dinner. I just decided to do the Metamucil wafer because it was easy. And I just, I'm gonna try both and see what I like more. The wafers are probably better for when I'm like on the go and back to work and things like that. But the powder can be good for when I'm like at home. My dietitian told me how I should slowly introduce it into my diet. The psyllium husk is supposed to help thicken your stool and make it more of like a gel-like substance because it is pretty liquidy. There could be some factors to that. Obviously, diet, maybe because I'm still freshly post-op, and then also, I started Zoloft at a low dose, which is an antidepressant, which can cause you to have looser stools, which hopefully, that will subside and this will get better. But my anxiety is improving since being on Zoloft, so I don't want to stop it or even risk trying something else. If it works, just keep doing it unless it starts to negatively impact me and my bowels pretty bad. I'm on the lowest dose and I just want to stay on the lowest dose if I possibly can, because going through all this, my anxiety has been horrendous, but it is improving a little bit and that's really good, because it makes it so hard not to obsess and worry when I'm so angry. My anxiety makes me spiral and worry even more and think the worst case scenario. So I feel like if I could just take the edge off that, I will just feel so much better. But I did start school this week and I go back to work soon and all that. So it feels good that I'm starting to have more of a routine and create some normalcy. And then, I also started introducing some light pound weights, doing a little arm workout. So I'll take a walk, do some yoga stretches, and then I'll start including my light weights in my arms just to try to build my exercise routine back up. I try to take it really slow because I don't want to get a hernia or injure myself. But I think people going through the Jpouch surgery, just keep in mind that things are always changing. There's so many different side effects or symptoms, I guess you could say, that you might experience as you're healing. And it can be really scary at first because it might feel new or it might make you think that there's something wrong, but that doesn't always mean there's something wrong. It could just be a part of the healing process or just a part of the new way that you'll be living, because having a Jpouch doesn't make things perfect. It's never going to be how it was when you had your colon and you were healthy with your colon. You're just going to have to live life a little bit differently or and go to the bathroom differently than an average person. Same thing with an ostomy. If you have an ostomy, it's just a new way of adapting to using the restroom. And both the ostomy and Jpouch can have pros and cons. And obviously, as time goes on, I'll be able to decipher those pros and cons more. But so far, I'm very grateful for how I've been healing, and that I am healthier. I sometimes look at old photos of me when I was really sick in the hospital and I just look god awful, and I feel so much better in a lot of ways. It's just a lot to process going through something like this, and some days are good, some days are not. Sometimes I'm really grateful and excited and happy that things are working out. Other times I'm sad and I question, why did this happen to me? but it's all part of the journey, I guess. And you know, I'm just glad that I am in a healthier place. I'm starting to add more foods back into my diet, and I'm really excited about that because I love eating and I love snacking, and eating a balanced diet is really important to me. So I'm just trying my best to take it slow though, and eat foods that make me feel good and do activities that make me feel good and keep my stress levels as low as possible, which is probably the hardest thing for me to do. Like managing my diet and things like that, like have always been more natural and not necessarily easy, but just something that I enjoy doing because I like to eat healthy. But when it comes to like stress, that is like the hardest thing for me to manage, but I think that's one of the most important things to manage during your healing journey, because stress can make you physically unwell, and or it can exacerbate symptoms, and it can also like cloud your judgment of how something really is, which is hard because it's like when you have a symptom of something and it makes you worried, it can like start the cycle of like your anxiety and stress, if that makes sense. Like, oh, well, I'm stressed because I have this problem, versus like, okay, I have this problem, like, I don't know. If you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. Like, yeah. So, that's the update. Hair looking whack, per usual. I've just been studying all morning. And yeah, I'm gonna go exercise a little bit. And I hope that things continue to go well for me, you know. Like I said, every day is different. Some days I just lay in bed, I don't feel the best. Other days I feel good, and I try to take advantage of the days that I feel good.